Billy back here with Broship of the Nerds. Welcome back. First of all, I'd like to say thank you for coming to the channel. And today I'm going to be focusing on the films that I am excited for in 2024 this year. 2023 is over. We're now in 2024, very early into the year. And I am focusing on the theater releases, not as much streaming movies, although I will watch some stuff and I'm sure more trailers will be announced later. And at that point, I will update this video. Stay tuned. I will be doing at some point a movie collection of what I own. I'm not counting TV shows. I think I'm at like close to 450 films, and that is after I got rid of some that I didn't want to keep. There were a few in there that they just were not for me. Here we go. The films I'm looking forward to. I will save the one I'm looking forward to the most for last, but everything else is in release order. Okay, starting with January 26th, Miller's Girl. Jenna Ortega and Martin Freeman are in it. Now, I don't have a problem with, how do I say this? The subject matter is very sensitive. Martin Freeman plays a teacher who assigns his student, played by Jenna Ortega, a special assignment because he's already went through the reading list and everything. And basically, she implies that more happened between them other than a teacher-student relationship. Now, it's the angle that they take that I'm interested in. What direction is it going? I used to teach, so to me the subject matter is, and there is a warning when you watch the trailer that they handle sensitive um, topics, and if they do it in an interesting way that either raises awareness or kind of shows what could happen, I think that will be an interesting film. It will make for a good story. That is the only film in January that I'm really excited for. I'm sure there are plenty out there, but that is the first one that caught my eye based on who the cast was. And then I, as a former teacher, wanted to see what this was all about. So I'm a big Ortega fan, obviously, and Freeman is another one. I enjoy his work. So I want to see how those two work together because based on the trailer, it seems like they have a really interesting story. Next up is Argyle. This is like a spy movie with Henry Cavill, Dua Lipa, John Cena, and other cast members. Um, one of my friends is more into this than I am, but I am willing to go see that with them because I think it's going to be up their alley. But I may end up enjoying this. This one comes out February the 2nd. I would say I have no expectations, so I'm not super excited. I like the cast, but I'm sort of like in the middle on this one. It's not like Miller's Girl where I'm like, oh, I really want to see this. This is more of I'm willing to give it a fair shot and go in with an open mind. Some spy films I enjoy, like the Spy Kids movies, I really like. So we will see. Next up, February 9th, we have Lisa Frankenstein. The trailer is just over the top. It is my type of film. Misunderstood goth girl raises a boy from a Victorian age back from the dead. And I believe it's with it. There was a tanning bed involved with that, and it just sounds hilarious. And in the trailer, we see Cole Sprouse isn't talking at all, but they're trying to get his humanity back, and they're slowly doing it. So it kind of sounds like Warm Bodies, but with one character's restoration instead of multiple. So I'm really curious. This one I'm anticipated with because I'm starting to get into more of these like either goth films or films that aren't getting 100 sequels, right? Like there you have these films that come out every year or every 2 years. I'm ready to see something that is more of stuff that's his own individual story. So Miller's Girl and Lisa Frankenstein both sound like they're going to be a one-off, but we'll see. Next up, we have Madam Web. This comes out February 14th. I saw a trailer of this when I went to go see Wonka, and my friend and I both agreed this one looks really good. It is Sony, not Marvel, but this one looks different than what we've seen, so I'm excited for it. I would still say more upper middle. I'm not like, oh my god, this is going to be the greatest movie ever, but they've caught my attention and my intrigue based on the trailer. I think this is going to be a fun one. Bob Marley, One Love. This looks really good. I will be honest, I'm not super familiar with him. I know he's popular and everything, but I just as a biopic, I want to see this because it looks good. The trailer looked good. Everyone was silent during the trailer. Everybody was like really focusing on it. So this one caught my eye. Next up, we have Dune Part 2. And let me say, I watched Dune Part 1. Brilliant cast, but at times it does drag. But I'm willing to give it until Part 2 a chance because I felt like when I was watching Dune Part 1, that it was building to something. So I want to see the payoff. Watch the first Dune early in the day before I go see Dune Part 2 and judge it as one big film, basically, and see where the payoff's at. So I'm sticking this one out just for the payoff. It may not be my favorite. I do not own the first Dune. I watched it on streaming. I did not go to theaters for the first one, but I am curious as to what happens. Next up, this is one, oh, that comes out March 1st, by the way, and Bob Marley comes out February 14th. Next up, we have Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, March 29th. I really enjoyed um, the last one they did, and I really liked the way they brought it back, the original cast and the new cast, and put them together. I'm now that we've established that they're all there, I want to see what they can do. The trailer looked really intriguing. This is going to be just a fun movie, I believe. Next up, coming out April 12th of this year, is Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire. I went to Godzilla versus Kong on the last day or next to last day it was out. And I was the only one in the theater, which was a really fun experience because getting to see a film in a theater on your own is quite the experience. You can sit there, you can drink as loud as you want, you can eat your snacks, not have to worry about disturbing anybody else. And when I'm eating snacks at a theater, I like to do it whenever there's not a big epic story thing or dialogue going on, more during like the action where it's just fighting. I don't like to eat and make loud noise during like important dialogue moments. So I usually get like a bottle of water and like I don't eat popcorn anymore, but I'll get like a candy or I'll bring gum and just chew gum and then I throw that away after the film or whatever. But anyways, I'm looking forward to that. That comes out April 12th. I want to see where this series is going. They haven't rushed these. They've been kind of here and there. So I'm glad they're not putting out like one a year. Next up, we have a untitled Universal Monsters film coming out April 19th. I am going to go see this because I do like Universal Monsters, but I also support Melissa Barrera. There was a lot of controversy with her, but it wasn't really controversy. She just spoke her opinion and people judged her for that. I don't get that. So I am more on her side, but we won't get into all of that. But I just want to say I'm going to support her career because I think she's a phenomenal actress, and it sucks what happened to her with the Scream franchise. But Melissa Barrera is amazing, and I cannot wait to see that movie April 19th, regardless of what monster they're focusing on. Next up, a big jump here of about a month. May 17th, we have The Strangers, Chapter 1. Now, I have not watched the original. I plan on doing it. But the masks are the same from what I've been told. And Madeleine Petsch is going to be in it. And she is brilliant as Cheryl Blossom, one of my favorite characters from Riverdale. I am really looking forward to this because I've been wanting to see. I've talked about it before on the channel, but I want to see what the Riverdale cast can do when they are set free and allowed to do the projects they want to do. She is amazing, and I want to see how she does with this role because she'll be doing more of a serious role. And there were moments in Riverdale when it goes through her family trauma with the Blossoms where she shined, and the challenges that her and Tony went through throughout Riverdale tells me she is going to be an A+ actress, but I can't wait to see her with a horror film. Next up, June 7th of 2024 this year, we have Ballerina. Now this is in between John Wick's 3 and 4. I highly suggest watching all four of the films, and then this will be like a 3.5 basically. So I'm excited for it. I have not gone to the theater for any of these, so this will be my first one to go to the theater because I enjoy these, but there's something about being able to watch it at home and just enjoying the everything on your own. And I do like to put on subtitles because sometimes movies go from loud to quiet and I mishear it or the dialect's different. So I do like having on the subtitles. It's part of the reason why I didn't go to theaters for this. But this is one of my favorite action series between this and The Equalizer. Both really good. I've watched all four John Wicks. Can't wait for Ballerina in theaters June 7th. Next up, July 19th. Over a month of gap here, but one of my good friends loved the original. I liked it, but I need to rewatch it because it has been so long. We're talking about Twister, a great film about a tornado. It was over the top but fun. The next one is called Twisters. That comes out July 19th. It's one that I want to go see with my friends who are really in to the first Twister. So I will be talking to them to see if they want to get to group to go see that one. Next up, July 26th, we have Deadpool 3. Ryan Reynolds reprises his role as Deadpool, which he's great at, and Hugh Jackman coming back as Wolverine. I say that as I'm staring at my poster that says from the studio that killed Wolverine, Deadpool 2, which was awesome. But Deadpool 3, I'm curious to see if Domino returns. I'm curious to see what cast members from the past films and what new ones will be introduced, and whether or not this will be the last one or not. If they're going to just stick with the trilogy. I have the second one, but not the first. I found a steelbook online. I'm eyeing for the first one. But this film, comedy, action, his timing on his jokes are just great. He says things that sometimes we're thinking but won't say because the humor is too dark. I really love the first two Deadpool films. We will see what happens with the third one. They've been taking their time, which makes me more excited when films are not rushed. Next up, August 9th, we have Borderlands. I enjoy the video games. I'm kind of curious. I'm curious to see how they go about doing this film. I'm a big fan of the video game series. I just hope that they stay true to what Borderlands is and that there's a blend of both comedy, pop culture references, and action and drama. So we will see what happens, but I'm keeping an open mind going to this one. I started because I'm a big fan of the Borderlands games. Next up, August 30th, we have Craven the Hunter. When I saw the trailer for this, I was like, whoa, this looks great. The dad is like one of the villains he's going to have to face. So I'm really curious to see how that goes. I'm excited for that one. I'm going to skip my most anticipated one and go to September 20th, which is Wolves. And I'll be honest, I don't remember why. I know I wrote this down because I was curious. I don't have my phone in front of me, but Wolves, I think it was maybe the cast or the premise. I just wrote it down to maybe look into it more for so my friend and I can pick what we really want to go see. Next up, November 15th, we have Venom 3. Now, I enjoyed the first one more than the second one, but the second one was still watchable. I'm hoping that the third one either ends it and sets up Tom Hardy entering into the next Spider-Man film or does something to advance it further. It's been a while. I think it's time to pull the trigger on putting Tom Hardy with Tom Holland. I think they would create magic on the screen together. I'm hoping that is what happens, but we will see. Next up, I'm sorry, that was November 9th, Venom 3. November 15th, Red 1. That is like a holiday film. I believe it had Chris Evans and Dwayne Johnson together, The Rock. So just because of the cast and they're thinking about making it like a new Christmas trilogy, I'm curious, and the timing is great. Next up, on November 22nd, we have Gladiator 2. Now, I put a question mark next to this one because I enjoyed the first Gladiator, but I'm not sure where they're going to go with the second Gladiator, and it has been so long that I'm just curious as to what happens. So I will keep an open mind about that. It's one I wrote down as a maybe. It's not a definite one I want to see, but it's a maybe. Next up, one I'm really excited for, November 27th, we have Wicked Part 1. Ariana Grande as Glinda the Good Witch, which I'm a big fan of hers and her singing and everything. So I'm excited for that one. And they said they had to break it into two parts in order to be able to cover everything in the books without leaving out critical characters. Next up, on December 13th, we have a new Lord of the Rings film, and I'm going to butcher this name, Lord of the Rings: War of the Rohirrim. And I don't know if I said that right or not, but new cast, different story. Have no idea what this is about, as I have not read the Tolkien books. But I'm excited for it because I like the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit, more so the Lord of the Rings trilogy over the Hobbit, but I still enjoy them all for what they are. And December 20th, we have Sonic 3. That's the last film I have down for the year. I have seen the first one. I still need to watch Sonic 2 because somehow I just missed it. I don't know if I was like working or what the deal was, but I didn't end up going. But I need to watch the second one, and then I plan on seeing the third one December 20th. It looks really good. I may take one of my friends for his birthday. His birthday's a few days before this, but I might take him to Sonic 3 because it looks really good. And last, I'm jumping backwards because September the 6th of 2024, my favorite and most anticipated film to come out is Beetlejuice 2. It's showtime. I put 3 stars next to this, and I'm saying this as I put a new Beetlejuice uh, rug down that I got from Spirit. It's like a little mat basically for shoes. But Beetlejuice 2, very excited for this. Michael Keaton is returning. Winona Ryder is returning. Jenna Ortega is joining the cast as Lydia's daughter. I'm very excited about that because her goth aesthetic goes well with that idea there. And then William Dafoe in an undisclosed role, which he's incredible. So those are the films I am most looking forward to in 2024. Let me know if I missed anything that you've heard about. There were a lot of films on the list that I just sort of went past. I clicked on titles that I thought that sounded cool or intriguing and just wanted to see what they were about. But there were some titles I missed. So let me know in the comments what titles I missed, and let me know what films are you most looking forward to in 2024. That's all for today, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and we will be back here soon with another video from Broship of the Nerds.